going to show you today how to make pizza scones. So building on from what we did scones last time, so I've got 150 grams of self-raising flour and 25 grams of margarine, which I'm going to use my fingertips to rub in till it's like breadcrumbs. I'm trying to rub all that fat. Any fat will do, but margarine or butter is probably the best. Okay, so I've got my dried ingredients, so I've rubbing margarine and my flour together. The thing that's going to bind this together is milk, 50 mils of milk and an egg. Now, before we put all the extra ingredients in at this point, so if you want anything in your pizza base, then you could put it in now. So I'm going to put into mine a teaspoon of mixed herbs, just to give the base itself some flavour. You could also colour your milk and egg mixture if you wanted a coloured pizza base. Not that anybody would, but if you do. So crack your egg into your milk and beat it together. You want to add any liquid colouring or flavouring, you put it into your egg mixture. So I'm going to put a little bit of cheeks garlic into there. You could put a chopped up clove of garlic in if you wanted, if you didn't want to spread it on your pizza. So once your egg and milk mixture is mixed together, you're going to mix that into this dry ingredients. Now that I've stirred those through, I'm going to put in half first to start with, because what I need to do is, so eggs are different sizes, so you can just got to guess how much extra egg mixture you will need. It's going to make a soft dough that will come together. Put a little bit more in there, but not a lot. I don't want it too wet. Want it to go into a ball so that I can roll it out. Once you've put your mixture in, you need to get that all into a ball. So form it into a ball with your hand. Make sure you've got all the mixture together. Once you've got your dough into a ball, put it onto a surface that's got a bit of flour on, not lots, it'll dry it out. Try and get it into a square shape, then you're going to roll it into a rectangle. So it wants to be quite thin. Now, you could, if you wanted, put all your toppings on top, just like a pizza, and cook this in the oven. But you'd have to put this onto the tray at this point. So it's nice and thin. Put it onto your tray and put your toppings on. What we're going to do is going to make something. I'm going to make some swirls with this, so it's a bit sticky this, so I'll put a bit of flour onto it. But it wants to be quite thin. So at this point, you'd put it onto your tray if you were just making a pizza. What we're going to do is put the toppings on the pizza and then do something else with it. So, on a normal pizza, your tomato goes on first. So it's up to you which tomato topping you use. The recipe said either a sauce or tomatoes. You could use either tomato passata, a mixed up pasta sauce. You could even use tomato puree. So I'm going to use passata, so I'm going to blob the passata on. You want about 2 tablespoons of it. That's why these little cartons are better. Don't want to be wasting. And it wants to go to about 2 centimetres from the edge. So we're spreading the sieved tomatoes, which passata is, onto your pizza, just like you would if you were making a flat pizza. And then I'm going to put on some onion, so claw grip and really finely cut your onion. Now it says a whole onion, but to be honest, I think you might be alright with half an onion. If you don't want onion on, don't put it on. The thing is with this pizza, it's up to you what you put onto yours. So I haven't stuck to exactly what it says in the recipe because I've got some extra ingredients. So I'm going to cut the onion up, slices, break the slices up and spread it all over the pizza. And then I've got some tomatoes themselves, so I'm going to again slice those thinly, claw grip and then bridge hold for the last bit. So I've put my tomatoes, I've spread the tomatoes out. Now this is when you can put any other ingredients you want on your pizza. So whatever you like, you'd put on now. Make sure they're pre-cooked if it's things like meat. So I've got some bacon that I've cooked and I've chopped it really fine. and it's quite crispy. I'm going to spread that out. You don't have to put it on. You can put ham on, you can put pepperoni on. It's whatever you like at your house, really, or whatever you've got in your cupboards. So then I'm going to put some sliced up mushrooms on. These don't have to be pre-cooked. You can eat mushrooms raw. And then last but not least, some grated cheese. Any cheese will do. It's fine. Stronger the better, really, so you get a good flavour into your pizza scone. So I've got a mixture of red Leicester and some Parmesan. Parmesan gives a really strong flavour of cheese, and I'm going to mix those up and pop those on. So if you were putting that, if that was on your tray and you were cooking it like that, that's how you'd put it into the oven. I've reserved a little bit of cheese because what I'm going to do now is the crafty bit. I'm going to roll it, try and keep all the ingredients into the scone. Some might escape, but don't worry, it'll be fine. And then I'm going to cut it into about 8. So a couple of centimetres thick, and cut really down to the base. So you've got your pizza wheels. And once you turn those on their side, you've got a swirl, shows easy on this one, of pizza. So you're going to put those onto your tray. Once you've put your pizza swirls onto your tray, neaten them and tidy them up, and I've reserved a little bit of cheese just in case we haven't got enough on top to put them on top, which gives it a crispy, neater coat. And you get a real cheesy scone flavour. So once they're ready, they go into a hot oven, so it's 200 degrees for about 10 minutes. That's why you need everything that's raw cooking first if it can't be eaten raw.